Thank you for coming back this week. Okay, today our topic is it's along with the vesting part one. It's actually vesting part two. So it may be a lot of parts to this, but this is what we're talking about today is tips on how to tell if a person is married. I know for a lot of people this may be common sense, but there are people out there that may not recognize signs. Now, um, let me just say one thing. Just because I'm giving you these tips, these are considered red flags. But you have to also investigate further because this is not, these are general, okay? When you see these kind of things, this is something that you should pay attention to. But you shouldn't necessarily just assume the person is married because there could be reasons why they act the way they act or do the things they do. And I'll go into details about that. So, so that's something you need to take in account. But usually, these are pretty good tips in order to help you to find out if a person is married. And this goes for male and female. If there's a difference in the genders, I will talk to you about that. Okay, so I'm going to give you some tips. And I'm going to have another video with more tips because this would be a really long video if I tried to give you all the information in one video. And you want to like, subscribe, hit the notification button. You want to share with your friends, give us comments. Please be nice in the comments. Let's create a discussion. And if you have any more tips, let us know. Okay, so one of the first things about as I said before with the part one investing is when you meet someone, it's very important to have a conversation with them. If you are interested in getting to know that person on a deeper level than just maybe some sexual level, you really want to have a conversation with them. You want to get to know their background and their family. Now, I understand you don't want to, you know, throw all of that on them when you first meet them because what that would do is scare the person away. But over time, what you want to do is you want to get to know the person. And the way you do is you have to talk to them. So when you meet people that are, as I said in the last video, that will not allow you to gain information or they won't speak to you, they won't have a conversation, that is something you need to figure out and talk to them and find out why. Because I have met people that were very, very private people, and it could be because they just don't want people in their business. They don't want people to you know, talk about them or give opinions, and they wanted to live a quiet life. I've met people that were quiet because they were doing dirt. They were running around doing dirty stuff. And so they didn't want anyone to know what they were doing. So they were very private. So, I mean, I've had friends or people in my life that I've known for 5, 6, 7 years. I can't tell you much about them because they're very private people. And that would not be a person I could date. I've known you 5, 6, 7 years. I know nothing hardly about you. You won't tell me much about your life. So that's not a person I could, really date. Um, I couldn't really date a person like that. For me, I have to have someone that is more open. They're willing to open their lives for me because I feel like, if we're just friends, you can keep your business to yourself as long as it's, legal and I'm not going to get in trouble, being around you or something like that. But if I'm dating you, you have to open your life to me. Now, I don't need to know every dark deep dark secret. But if it's a secret that's going to affect me, I think I need to know it. Okay, because you're affecting my life. It's not just your life, it's my life too because I'm involved. Okay. Um it involves my life. So, number 1 is the conversation. You need to have a conversation with the person. That's very important. And so we've gone on and talked about that. Number 2 is a ring on their finger. Married men usually wear rings, not all. I have a sibling that does not wear rings. He's faithful to his wife, but he does not wear a wedding ring. The reason why he doesn't wear a wedding ring is because he does not like the way um, rings feel on his finger. He doesn't like the way they feel. He barely. I don't. Let me see. I don't think I've ever seen him wear any type of jewelry. He doesn't wear anything, necklaces, anything. And he does not like jewelry. He said he doesn't like the way it feels. So he is married, but he will not wear his wedding ring. And his wife knows this, and she's okay with it. And he doesn't cheat on his wife or anything like that, but he never wears his wedding ring. But he's married. He's been married for 20 years. So that's one thing to see if they have a ring on their finger. Number 3, oh, and with the wedding rings, depending on what type of person you're dating, you have to think. Different cultures have different things that they do. So in the United States, we wear our ring on our left hand, which is the fourth finger on our left hand. But there's some cultures that start the ring on their right hand, excuse me, on their left hand, and they move it to the right. So when you see the ring on their right hand, it's their wedding ring. Okay. And there's some countries that wear a marital ring on their pinky finger. There are some countries that wear a marital ring on their index finger. So you have to ask questions. Oh, what is that ring for? What is that? And if you're dating someone that is from another culture, you need to learn their culture. And that's a very important thing that you need to do because how would you know? We're Americans. We put our ring on this side. But if he has a ring on his pinky finger and that's a marital ring, you wouldn't know. You would just think it's jewelry because you don't know about the culture and you don't know that marital rings in his culture is on the pinky finger. So, asking questions, not just being nosy, but kind of sneaking in questions. Oh, that's a nice ring. What is that for? Also, um, the next thing is to check to see if the person have ring indentations on their fingers, and that's one of the things that people have always talked about. Does the person have a ring indentation, like they took the ring off but you could still see there was a ring there on their finger? Is there an area on their finger that you know where they wore a ring and the skin around it is dark, but that little area where the ring fit was is a light color because it hasn't gotten sun because they wear the ring all the time. Um, that could be it. I had a ring that I used to wear. It was real gold, but I was allergic to the nickel in the gold. I have to wear rings that are in high. They have to be like 18 karat and up for me to wear the ring. If I wear a ring that's 14 karat, it starts my fingers to itch. And I remember I had to take the ring off, and it was like the skin was peeling under the ring, and it would make my fingers just itch, itch, itch. So I found out that I was allergic not to the gold because no one is allergic to gold. We are allergic to the metals that are mixed into gold to stabilize the gold so you can wear the ring because gold is very malleable, it's very soft. So basically, I had to start wearing higher quality rings. So that's one of the ways that a person could tell that, I was wearing that I had a ring on because you could see my little indentation, and it was always red and stuff because I was allergic to it, to the nickel. Okay, so you have to see if there's an indentation. Some people slip off their rings before they go out or they do things, and they have it. You can still see on their hand that they have a wedding ring. It's on their left hand, on their ring finger. Also, you know, but you have to ask questions because some people wear jewelry. Some people like jewelry. You used to not see men wear so much jewelry, but these days people are different. A man may have rings all over his fingers, and so you don't know until you ask sometimes, okay? But sometimes, a lot of times, it's obvious that's a marital ring. Okay. Another thing is what type of car he's driving. Usually, single people do not drive family cars. Family cars are like station wagons, minivans, any type of wagon. Now, if it's one of those cool looking wagons, like some kind of souped up wagon that's sharp looking, then no, single people would drive that. But I'm talking about like a basic minivan, a basic, car that that the person that's driving the car is usually a family person. Those types, station wagons, those types that carry multiple people. People that are single drive SUVs and things like that. And they're single, but usually it's family cars. So that's something that you should look at. Is this a family car? And when you get in the car, you look around. Is there, you know, baby stuff? Straw, not high, not that, but like baby stuff, or even a car seat. Now, um, I don't know why a married man would pick up another woman with a car seat in his car. I have no clue. There could be reasons, but I don't know. He could be divorced and have the child, for the weekend or whatever, but or just keep it in his car. I mean, there's reasons, but it gives you something to talk about. Okay. Another thing is single people usually eat out more than non-single people. Single people usually um and like I said again, with COVID and with the fact that people are so broke these days, they may have to cook in, but usually people that are single eat out more, and that's because it's easy just to grab some food and go about your business. It usually doesn't cost a whole lot. You can go to McDonald's or Taco Bell and spend $4 or $5 on yourself, get you a meal, eat it, and you're done. You don't have to do a whole lot of cooking and cleaning and all that stuff, and it's not appealing to a lot of people on the go. So, but this also, it's not in stone because there are people out here that um, they are married and they eat out a lot because it's a professional, they're professionals. They are on the go. They're not at home. They have to get meals on the go. So, this is something that you need to look at, but also take into account that, they could be a professional. Now, I'm not saying that all these different tips, I'm telling you a flag, I'm giving you like what are tips to tell you that a person can be married, but I'm also giving you the flip side of, okay, but this could be, okay, it could look like they're married, but they're single, and this is one of the reasons why. But you need to have some sort of something to help you to be able to recognize, like, okay, this could be a flag, let me check it out. So that's basically what I'm doing. I'm giving you flags, and I'm telling you, okay, it could be something else, but this is usually is an indicator that the person may be married. Okay, one one other thing that I'm going to there's more tips, and I'm going to add more tips in the next video. One of the ones is socializing. That's one. When you are married, you cannot be laying in the street 24 hours a day. Single people can get up and run, and they can go and they can get up at the drop of the hat and, oh, let's go out and let's do this. Okay, let's go. They don't have, they're not tied down. And single people, and I'm talking about single people without children. If you have children, you can't just rip and run, it's not as easy. But usually, married people cannot just get up and go when they want to. They have responsibilities. They're married. Their spouse does not expect them to get up and run out the house every day and constantly go somewhere. So they're more tied down, they're more stabilized. They can't just get up and go all the time. Now, here we go again. Sometimes there may be a situation where somebody's relationship, she can run and go anytime she want to. He can too. They can stay out as long as they want. They can do whatever they want. That happens, but most people when they're married, socializing, they are not free. They have someone they have to get home to, so they cannot just get up and go. They have to check with the other person. And so they have more ties to them. They just can't get up and run whenever they want to. So that is another tip. So I think I gave you 6 tips and I have more. So, in the next video, I'm going to give you more tips that you can use in order to figure out if the person is married or not. And this goes for males and females. If you have any comments, please leave them below. And like, subscribe, share, hit the notification button because another audio or commentary will be out next week. All right. See you later. Have a good week.